What's going on, guys? Jay Hubes here, bringing you a brand new commentary here today. What I'm going to be talking about are all the things that I think need to be patched in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So yes, the game has been out for just under a week now, and there's definitely a decent list of things that require some attention from the good folks over at Sledgehammer Games. So as the game stands right now, I'd probably rate it a B. Maybe third or fourth in the ranking of Call of Duties. Only reason I say that is because there's a couple I guess system errors as far as like combat record goes and things like that have really been eating at me that I'll definitely be talking about later in this video. So first thing that I think needs to be patched, and this is the number one the macho of patchings in Advanced Warfare, the BAL-27. It is ridiculously overpowered. This has been talked about ever since the launch of the game. On day zero, that right after that first night, the BAL-27 melts. It beats all SMGs at close range. The rate of fire is ridiculous for an assault rifle. The damage is ridiculous. It needs to be nerfed, and I think that the way that I go about nerfing guns in Advanced Warfare, as far as all the variants goes, I think all the variants make sense, as far as which stats they increase and decrease. I think if you just nerfed the stats on the base weapon, I think that would, just even everything out just fine. I think that's all they need to do is maybe take the rate of fire down 1 and the damage down 1, or the rate of fire down 2, or just the damage down 2. It's up to them. I think 2 stats need to come down a total of 2 units, and that's rate of fire and damage. So however they decide to go about that, we'll see. But yeah, the BAL-27 melts things way too fast. That needs to be patched. That's the very first thing that I think they need to fix, and that will come. We will see a patch for that. I'm 99% sure of it. Sledgehammer's been listening to us ever since the first couple weeks of 2014. When they just started putting the finishing touches on, and then right past Gamescom, after the whole entire Call of Duty community give their opinions on what was going to happen. So I definitely think we'll see a BAL-27 patch. Now, the next thing, and this is a very weird issue to have, I haven't really ever had this issue before, the dead bodies and the customization gear, it all looks way too similar, okay? You'll storm a hardpoint hill or go and try to take a momentum flag, and you just you think that you're shooting a live person, but you're shooting a dead body, okay? And then you reload, and then you die. Or you go in and you don't shoot anything because you think it's dead, and then they shoot you, okay? It's absolutely ridiculous, okay? That needs to be fixed. I don't know how they'll fix that. Just like Team Art said in his video a couple days ago, I hate being the guy to, complain about something and then not give a solution, but we'll see how they handle it. I don't know if they're even going to fix that, because it's such a hard thing to fix. I would definitely understand if they came out and said, what, I don't know how we'd patch this. We can try and mess with the colors a little bit, but other than that, I don't really see any other practical solution. And I think the whole community would they'd be okay, and they'd be willing to accept that. So that's definitely another kind of big thing. So that leads me right into the next one, and that is the customization gear needs to take off all of the time caps. So I unlock like a bloodshed helmet or the headhunter helmet. I unlock pretty much one a game. Maybe not the headhunter helmet. Maybe that's one every 3 or 4. But you get them for 30 minutes apiece. For those of you that don't know how those work. Now the bloodshed helmet, you get that for 5 kills, and then for every other interval of a 5 kill streak. So if you get 5 kills, you get the helmet. 10 kill streak, I believe it's the gloves, and then 15, I think it's the pants. And then I think 20 is the shirt, and then I believe 25 is the loadout, which is like the actual chest, plate, like the piece of chest armor that you get. So I think all of that, all the time caps need to go away. I see what Sledgehammer was trying to do by establishing, a sense of rarity in, the gear in the game, but it's to the point where I don't think I'll ever see somebody with full bloodshed armor, okay? I mean, in this game, it's hard enough as it is to get a 25 kill streak. I mean, if you get that once, I think you should unlock the gear for good. I think that's just how it works. I think it's some of the best looking gear in the game as far as the helmet goes, and it's like a matte, kind of chrome red. It's really nice. I think that they need to take off the time caps, and then I think you'll see a lot more people being able to boast, some pretty cool gear in the game. So definitely think they need to take off all the time caps. I don't know whether they'll listen to us about that or not. That's kind of like a 50-50 is what I give it right now. I definitely think if enough people start talking about it, they will they might consider taking the caps off, or at least extending them, even extending them to maybe like a couple days at a time, or a week at a time. That would be nice. Okay, so there's that. Then the next thing, this is probably the biggest in-game, playing thing, and that is the spawns. The spawns at hardpoint, I can live with them, although a small patch would definitely be nice. I should not go in with a teammate or two, take out like 4 or 5 enemies on a hard point, and then by the time we're in there prone and reloading, they're already back in shooting at us, okay? That cannot happen. That's ridiculous, okay? So, hard point, I can live with them as it is right now, although, you know, like I said, a small patch would definitely be nice, but the momentum spawns, and the whole momentum, you know, flow of things is horrible, okay? So, as you'll see in this game, I'm playing momentum on hardpoint in this game right now. As you'll see, when I'm fighting for the flag in the middle, or for, you know, my first flag, I'm spawning in a pretty fair distance, you know, in relevance to where I'm trying to go. Now, if I'm fighting for the enemy's first flag, or if I'm fighting for the enemy's second flag, you know, if I'm trying to win the game, it's like they're pushing me back further into my spawn, when in reality, if your team's dominating them, you should be rewarded with better spawns, okay? If I'm trying to take their second flag, I should be spawning probably, you know, in the room I'm running through right now with this, you know, mid flag in. So, as you'll see me spawn right here, I spawn a very good distance away, okay? I'm spawning about 15 feet away from, you know, being able to go in and fight for the flag. That's a very good spawn, but as you'll see later in the game, as we're fighting for the, you know, enemy's first flag and the enemy's second flag, you'll see my spawn just gets pushed back so far into my, you know, base, where it's like I have to run like a whole mile to get over there, and then by the time I actually do get over there, they've either already taken the flag, or my teammates have taken the flag, and I haven't been over there to get the points, or, you know, to stop them from taking it. So, I think that definitely needs to be looked at. And then on maps like, I think it's called Defender, there's an alleyway for only one team on the mid flag, and it is such a huge advantage for that team. You almost have to devote 2 people from your team down to just defend the alleyway. You know, and all that is another ways, you know, another means of getting up there. So, I think there's no practical solution for fixing that. You can't just take off a certain part of the map for one game mode. So, I would hope that maybe in the DLC they would, you know, think of better ways to more evenly, you know, provide access routes for the flag in the middle for hardpoint, but I definitely think that needs to be fixed. So, the next thing on my list here, system hack needs to be nerfed, okay? It is ridiculously powerful as far as the giant skull in the middle and the, you know, system hack and giant capital letters and like 400-point font goes, okay? So, I understand that, you know, it's supposed to like wreck your exosuit for like 20 or so seconds, and I understand that it's supposed to make it ridiculously hard to, you know, move around and, you know, kill people, but it is ridiculous, you know, with the whole, you know, system hack with the skull and everything. It's like you can't even see anything. So, that definitely needs to be fixed. I think the time limit's perfect. I think, you know, the whole point of it, it's a very, you know, it's a good kill streak. It's not as powerful as an EM. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it is an EMP. So I definitely, you know, all they need to take out on that is the giant skull and the big titles. Next here, and this isn't really a complaint, more so I just would like some more information about it, because it doesn't really make sense to me. So over this course of the double XP weekend, which was from the 7th through the 10th, the search and destroy, for whatever reason, you can have a pretty average game, maybe get like 11 kills, and you have to keep in mind the search and destroy in this game is 6 rounds, okay? It's like all the other esports, you know, game types that we've seen, and I think that's definitely, I mean, I've never really come to expect that. I always figured, you know, pub search and destroy would always be 4 rounds, but it's an awesome touch, you know, making it 6 rounds, okay? So, and, you know, it gives you longer to play. It's more fun, I think, for everybody, especially in the close games. I think a tied search and destroy game at 5 is a lot more, you know, fun to play in than a tied search and destroy game at 3. Okay, so anyways, I would get 70,000 XP, you know, for like an average game. That's ridiculous. I mean, and in my average game, you know, momentum or hardpoint, I'm getting like 20 or 30,000 on double XP weekend. I'm getting 70,000 XP in a double XP game of search. So I don't know whether this was a glitch or whether it was supposed to happen. It just seems very, very, very strange to me that, you know, one game mode gives such a big, you know, XP advantage over the other. So we'd definitely like some more information about that. Maybe Sledgehammer was, you know, they meant to do that, or maybe they didn't. They just, you know, screwed up the multiplier or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think that definitely needs to, you know, we at least need to get, you know, some type of word. And as you'll see right here, look at this spawn. I just spawned way in the back of the map. We're fighting for that last flag. That should not happen. Let's go back to the momentum spawns thing. So on to the next thing on the list. And this is more of like a system thing. My controller freezes at random points during the game, and I have no idea as to why. But like, it happened the most during the first night, or yeah, I guess, yeah, the first night of day 0. And, you know, going into the first morning, that, you know, Sunday night, Monday morning of day 0. My controller froze probably 4 times. I'm in the middle of playing hardpoint, and all of a sudden my controller just stops working. And the only solution to it is to either you have to either just pull the plug on your Xbox or do what I did, because I've actually had some pretty bad experiences with just pulling the plug out of the Xbox. But that's for another day. I had to hold my power button down for 10 seconds and then wait for the whole Xbox to shut off, wait for the white light to turn into an orange light on the brick, and then unplug everything, wait 30 seconds, plug it back in, and then all of a sudden my controller came back up. I don't know if this is a Microsoft thing or if this is a Sledgehammer thing, but that definitely needs to be looked at. We definitely need an explanation from one of the two, but like I said, that's a huge flaw. Next, and this affects most people who go for camos and whatnot. This doesn't really affect me too much. You lose all of your progress towards your challenges for your camos when you prestige, okay? And it's to the point where you can't really prestige and go for unlocking camos at the same time. And it should not be that way. If you want to prestige and you want to go for like the royalty camos, you should definitely be allowed to do that, okay? I mean, 500 headshots and 500 long shots is no easy feat, okay? And I mean, especially in this game, people moving so fast, it's not just as easy. You can sit in the back with a really accurate assault rifle and aim for the head, okay? You have to have a really steady hand in this game. I mean, same thing for long shots, okay? It's hard enough to kill people when they're dodging and jumping and you're doing backflips at close range, but it's really hard at long range. So I definitely think they need to go ahead and fix that, let you keep your progress towards your challenges for when you prestige. And then very last thing on my list here, and this is probably this eats at me the most, is your combat record. The win-loss ratios are broken. In every single round-based game mode, you take one loss for every time you switch rounds, or every time you switch sides. So, in Domination, at halftime, you get an automatic loss just for switching sides. In Search and Destroy, if you 6-0 your, the team that you're playing, you take 5 losses. 5 losses just for winning 6-0ing a team. You take 5 losses and 1 win for that. It completely destroys your win-loss. I've enjoyed playing pub Search and Destroy. I think it's actually really fun in this game. Yet my win-loss ratio has gone from 4.5. It shouldn't even have been that low. My win-loss honestly should be in the 20s, I'm assuming. But it went from that 4.5 all the way down to like 0.9 or 0.8. So that definitely needs to be fixed. It's utterly ridiculous. Okay, I'm a very competitive clubs player, as I said earlier. So I definitely like to go and boast a large KD and like a large win-loss ratio. And that very last thing concerning the combat record, I think that they need to add support so people can view your combat record in the game. Okay, I don't know if that's just me, but I would always like to go into like a game and be able to just boast a nice KD and a nice win-loss ratio. And then I'd always like to view what my team or what my enemies what their ratios and all that good stuff are. So yeah, there's that. That's pretty much all I have to talk about here. I think other than that, it's a very good game. I think once all those issues are fixed, that'll be nice. Sledgehammer actually released an article about all the patches. I would link that down in the description below. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Check out the video on the screen if you haven't seen it yet, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.